Welcome back to New Dalancia, the D&D 5th edition series on Roll20.net. In our last session, we closed out right in the middle of combat as the lady, a giant spider, was descending from the treetops. Made some slight changes to some of the character art here, which you'll probably see. Yfronto has some brand new art that comes from who was it? Give me just a second. I have it right here.
This was an Etsy store I found online. They are
Capraworks.
Capraworks, yes.
Capraworks.
The artist who did it in particular was what was his name? Jay. And yeah, I absolutely love this artwork. We had a few talks about sort of, just some basic descriptions, how I felt like I'd want the pose, and from there, this was just amazing work. I really am happy with how it came out.
So special thanks to that team, that guy or Jay as well. If you're looking for some D&D art, and check out the description down below this video once I post it on YouTube, and I can probably post that in chat if anybody is interested in that on the Twitch. So other updates. Oh yes, I made some new tokens for Cyrene, Antarius, Yfronto, Tess. All of you have brand new tokens. But in doing so, I didn't realize that I had actually taken us out of turn order for that. So that happened. So we are going to have to re-roll in it here in just a bit. But before we do that, I had one other thing to cover. Right, in our last session, this totally slipped by me, and I sincerely apologize. Tess, go ahead and give yourself inspiration, please. So it occurred to me after the fact that she actually did solve the puzzle last time, and I did not give her credit for that. So
do I just click the box and make it highlight the little dragon in it?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Cool. So as you know, as you probably already know, inspiration, you can spend that point of inspiration to reroll any dice ever. So it could be anything. It could be an attack, it could be a damage roll, whatever you'd like.
Of course, I also read that if you so want, you can also give it to another player.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just found that out today. Apparently, if you felt like, if we felt like it would help them out, we could give them the inspiration.
Yes. So you, I'll actually let's house rule that just a little bit more, and I'll say that you as a player can actually say spend your point to reroll any dice that gets rolled. So just
okay.
A dice gets rolled, you have inspiration, you can call it out, spend your point, and re-roll that particular dice. So it doesn't matter if you're the one that rolled it or not. That might make things a little bit interesting.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay. Did anybody else have anything, or? All right, so let me get some music queued up, and would everyone please roll in it? Let me know if the music is too loud, too soft. Or I think everybody has their own personal sliders now, right? We discovered those.
Yep.
All right, so we've got Cyrene. Let me add you a turn here. 12.
Oh, wow.
Nice roll. I love the clash of metal in this song. Fayal didn't come through. Let me add her that turn. Wow, she 23 on that. critted.
Well, she got natural.
Yeah. Nat 20 on your init.
The music has clashing of metal, but we're not fighting anything with weapons. It's just the spider has a knife in every single hand, just
Yeah.
sliding them all across each other.
Knife spider. I can't double click and open up the token or open up the character sheet for that
She
one, right?
stabbed us 8 times.
So let me grab. So all we had left was red. Where's red on this list? He's a dretch. Let's pop that out. Let's roll some init. I think init for these guys is just a dex roll. 3. And then can I also do the giant spider? Oh, perfect. Okay. What did he roll, a 3? Add turn. That's a 3. Then the giant spider.
Those legs, she better be super dexterous.
So we got 17. Okay, do I have everyone in a valid order?
Well, I should probably be lower down because I'm 13.
Go. 13, 12, 6, 3. Yep, that looks good to me. Can we do a bubble sort on that, please? Okay.
I think you mean BOGO sort.
BOGO sort. No.
Yep.
I'm an amateur.
That's where you just randomly you just shuffle them until they're in order, and just keep shuffling until they're in order. And if they're not in order, you just shuffle them again.
I think we call that a Magic the Gathering sort.
Perfect.
Barkeep Fayal, you are up.
All right, well, with this giant spider coming up, she's going to be pretty...
And it looks like you're stealthed, so...
Yeah, well, she'd stealth from the rock to take out the blue guy. I know we wanted to keep the red guy alive to question him, but...
So this is a good time for me to point out that there is a such thing in the world as... what do they call this? Non-lethal damage. So to roll a non-lethal damage attack, you make a regular attack with your weapon that does half damage. So once the creature is brought down to, I think it's half health, they become unconscious. But you do have to call on each attack that you are trying to do non-lethal damage.
All right.
Okay.
Well, all right, so I'm going to go ahead, bring Barkeep Fail over here. And I guess I will do... since she's across from... who is that?
This right here, Misku?
Yeah, since she's across from Misku, I'm gonna have her do sneak attack. Hang on a sec. On the red guy for non-lethal damage.
Okay.
Okay. Wait, if she's still stealthy, does this go with advantage then?
Yes. And you also get you get advantage either way. You get advantage 1 for the sneak attack and 2 for the for flanking. So we have a 19, and that is a hit.
All right, so she also deals an extra 1d6.
Awesome. Go ahead and roll your damage. We have 6 for damage. And remember, we are dividing this in half.
Half. Yes.
right? Oh, wow, look at that. So we've got an even 6 damage. Does that actually bring him down to half health? It does. So he is rendered unconscious.
Nice.
So he hits the ground, knocked
She's
out.
gonna-
KO! Let's go ahead
I'll
and...
come up with a witty one-liner next time.
Whoops. Go ahead and drop his sheet there. And that ends Barkeep Vale's turn. Tess, you are up. So you've got this spider who is currently in the tree and making its way down this huge tree.
And then this guy's passed out.
Yeah, that guy is unconscious.
Tess would like to take a moment to remove some of the hempen rope from her bag and tie up this guy's hands.
Okay. Ooh, Tess just blue screen. So I'm going to go ahead and move her. And what does it say? Okay, Tess is going to be a minute while she finishes blue screening. So since I've got her sitting right next to me, so you wanted to...
Tie him up.
So she's using her hempen rope to tie up his hands and feet. This will take up her entire action. Since he's unconscious, I'm not going to require a roll on this. It just happens. So he is now bound. Let me also add another marker to him to show that he is bound. Fishing networks. That looks good to me. So he is bound and we'll say gagged. He has a ball gag.
Look, we don't need to know what happens in the privacy of your bedroom.
Okay. Ahara, you're up.
All right. I'm going to wait. So the red guy is tied up. The other guy is
Dead.
gone.
Yeah, the
Dead.
guy's dead.
Both the other guys are dead. All we have left is the spider.
The
currently.
spider who is currently descending from the tree.
I'm gonna move to the other side of this tree. Can you see my arrow? Am I,
I can.
showing that to you?
Yes, I can see that. Perfect.
And I guess I'll take a shot.
You can.
That's very close. Okay.
Due to the enormous size of this spider, it's about the size of a horse. You can clearly see it through the leaves of this tree and through the branches. So I'm not going to say it has cover or anything like that.
I also ignore 3/4 cover, I think.
Oh, okay. So either way.
All right. I'm gonna fire.
Well, he is Legolas.
Oh, way to jinx me.
Wow. That is a miss, sir.
Oh.
You had to miss eventually.
Oh, well, I guess I should have cast Hunter's Mark anyway, but I'm going to do that now.
Okay,
That's
Hunter's
his
Mark.
bonus action, yeah.
Should have done that first. Oh, well.
Just a moment here. Just reading through some quick attributes here. Sorry about the wait. So the spider makes its way down the tree and moves up to the group.
Oh yeah, there are a lot of us together, aren't there?
Tess, you good? Tess is back. Walker. Okay.
I can hear there's someone connecting back.
So the spider is going to lash out at Misku. And that is a fumble.
Are we cursed today?
Well,
No,
not
that's a good
right
thing.
now.
Spider fumbled. Spider fumbled.
Oh, okay. I thought it was someone else rolling.
Well, I may have jinxed Ahara, but
It's all good.
Ian Fear, your turn.
all right. So, let me see, which one is it? I'm going to. Well, it sounds like the music has ended.
Yeah, not sure why that didn't repeat. What's going on there?
May not. Does it not have an auto repeat or something?
Cannot change plan. Huh.
Oh, that.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to try. I'm going to try using my. Oh, what the heck is going on with this? Oh, okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my Chaos Bolt on the spider. Give me a sec. Yeah.
Chaos Bolt. 13 against the spider. That is a hit.
Yeah, all right. So I now casting at first level. Oh, so it will, let me see, 3 and 5. I'll choose the 3, and Chaos Bolt will deal. Hang on. Oh, no, that's not what I'm trying to do.
Chaos Bolt. What level spell is this?
It's a level 1 spell. It will deal 3 fire, or it'll deal much damage. Is it 14 or 15?
Ian Fear? Please roll
So-
a wild magic surge.
Okay. Okay.
Close.
I'm getting really low on those every time.
Close.
All right, so I'm trying to see. So it deals how much damage? 2d8 plus 1d6. So it deals a total of, I guess it is 14. Yeah, so it is total 14 fire damage to the spider.
Oh, nice. Let me double check. Giant spider. Do. That is 14 damage.
So a giant fireball flies out of his hand, and he's like, "Hope this isn't too hot for you."
All right, 14 damage, and that messes the spider up. It just pounds into the spider. Singes off a bunch of the hairs on its back and stuff. Oh, it's bleeding pretty badly. Looks wounded. Cyrene.
Okay, so Cyrene is going to use her magic missiles, and she's going to direct them obviously all to the spider guy.
Okay. And I believe that was what, 2 of them?
3, I thought.
Oh, 3, okay.
It might be 2. let me
Magic
see.
missile. Let me double check on that.
Okay. I thought it was 3.
I think it starts at 2, and then for each level, it adds an additional target.
Yeah, I think it depends
Oh.
what level you're casting it at. Yeah, okay. So if you cast from a second level spell slot, then it creates one more dart for each spell slot above the first. So
Okay. So it should be 3.
So
I'm
you, okay.
casting from 2.
So you're casting it as a second level spell.
Yes.
Cool. So go ahead or do I have to? Is that
It's just the 4 damage, I guess. From
Oh right.
each.
We determined that was just direct damage. So go ahead and roll your 3 damages.
Is it?
Yes, it's 3.
I just have to do it 3 times.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 2 is 10. So that is a total of 10 damage. And this spider is at death's door.
Nice.
Misku.
All right. Let me take a look here. I guess I'll just hit it with a 2-hander. And I should still have rage activated from combat before.
Yeah, correct. And I believe you also have blessing as well.
And he just critical.
And
20.
Squash the spider.
Auto hit, roll damage. So you have rage plus bludgeoning times 2. That's, yeah, this spider just drops.
Bash the skull in.
Sure. You absolutely crush this spider's head beneath your, what is it called?
The
Tetsubo.
Yeah.
And that closes out combat. So you're left with... Hey, no, stop that. We don't want to get sued. None of that. None of that.
The music doesn't play. Ian Fear just does it like by mouth.
Yeah, just by mouth. So you're left with this silence. And there are no birds chirping, anything like that, but the red Dretch lays on the ground, bound by hempen rope. And he's unconscious, so he's snoring, you know.
Was this a venomous spider? Can we inspect the dead body?
So this was a giant spider. Is it venomous? Yes, it is venomous.
Can I have some of its venom in my vial?
Ooh, you want to drain some of its venom?
Yes. Yes, I would.
I would like you to roll a survival check.
Gonna milk that spider.
Gotta milk it.
Oh, yes!
Nice.
So you're able to extract some of the venom into a vial. You now have a vial of spider venom. I wonder if there is a compendium for that. Nope. Maybe
Sure, we can
venom?
find a use for it.
No, there isn't one. So if you want to add this to your character sheet, I'm going to go ahead and give this its base damage, which is 2d8 poison damage.
How do I add that to my character sheet?
So if you go to your character sheet...
There's actually, what I've been doing is I put it in the bio, and there's an area where it has treasures at the bottom, and then you can just write it in there as your notes.
So if you click on the eye next to Vial of Spider Venom, there should be... Oh, I thought that was a place where you could put in like a description. Alright, so there's prop and mods. Sorry, I was just... Oh, has an attack. Huh. Hold on just a second. Trying to find something similar in here. Ah, yes, okay. So put it under mods. If you click on the eye, put it under mods. Just put in 2d8 poison.
2d8 poison. Okay.
Cool. All right.
So what do we want to do with this red guy? I mean, do we want to just straight up question him now? Do we want to take him to the town and let them deal with it?
We can throw him in the cart and haul him back to town.
And Harrius kind of looks up at you. And bring him to justice. I like that idea.
Well,
Cyrene likes that idea as well.
Well, before we bring him to justice, we might want to know a bit of what he knows, maybe about, especially about these monsters. Wouldn't do to just bring him to justice without knowing how many of his friends to send along with him.
So he kind of, at this point, he kind of like, and like a big snot bubble, like pops from his nose and like goes all over the ground.
Ugh. Well, we could try to wake him up and question him here and then haul him back to town.
If we can wake him up, we could try to question him. If he's out cold, we can just throw him in the cart.
So you guys want to try to wake him up?
Will holding the vial of venom over his nose, since it smells kind of pungent, maybe wake him up?
Well, you can try.
What would I have to roll for that?
Well, I mean, nothing. He can't really resist it, so just try it.
Okay. Tess walks over to the red guy and she uncorks her vial of putrid venom and she holds it underneath his nose.
It doesn't seem to be doing anything. He kind of...
Oh, he's too congested. It's all that mucus.
So Valphalin kind of walks over. And he just kind of like hauls back and kicks him in the side. Kind of hard.
Well, that's a way to do it.
And he kind of stirs. And you see one eye open.
Can I urinate on him?
I mean, nothing's stopping you.
I mean, I don't have any water handy, so...
He's awake. He's awake.
I mean, you could still do it if you want to, just for the heck of it.
He's tied up, right?
Yeah.
I'll save it to see if he doesn't talk.
So he has an eye open. You notice, Tess, but he's not saying anything.
Tess reaches down and slaps his face a little bit and says, "Hey, big guy, wake up. We need to talk."
And he says, "I won't tell you anything."
That's fine. You can just end up like your mistress over here, the lady, head bashed in, or you can tell us what we need to know and you can live another day.
Then put me out of my misery. If you think that will solve your problems.
Can I use thaumaturgy to try and intimidate him by making Tess's voice booming loud and speaking in infernal? He'll understand infernal, right?
Let's find out. Will a Dretch understand the infernal language? No, he will not.
Then just make my voice booming loud using thaumaturgy.
Okay.
Should I roll for intimidation?
Yes. We have a 16. This will go against his... oh, yeah.
Okay, so in a booming, loud voice using thaumaturgy, Tess says, "You will tell us what we need to know. Now."
So he kind of curls up a little bit and cowers. He says, "What is it you would ask?"
Let me review my notes real quick, unless anyone wants to ask him anything.
Tell us about the spider.
The lady came from the portal that we opened.
Where?
Here. And he kind of gestures backward, and you recall from minutes ago when you saw him and his companion dancing around this shining object laying on the ground that you couldn't make out at the time. It would seem to be right underneath the corpse of the vine creature.
Where do you come from?
Where did you go?
Cotton Eye Joe.
I couldn't resist. I'm sorry. What sort of question is that?
Well, you're
I
not
come from the
someone-
abyss.
How did you
From
get
nothing.
here?
I was summoned.
By whom?
By whom?
I do not know.
How long have you been here?
Oh, it has been only a few weeks.
Why have you been summoning creatures into this forest?
And that was what I was summoned for. To spread the influence of darkness.
Do you remember where you were summoned from? Was it in this forest?
Yes. Is that all?
Tess is gonna walk over here, and she's gonna grab this guy and just drag him, just to see if there's anything underneath him, like a portal, like anything Full Metal Alchemist circle on the ground or some shit.
Underneath him, there is a small pendant laying before this rock, upon which the spider's corpse now lays. So this little pendant, and you can see the glimmer of this metal, which is sort of a brass kind of metal, just laying on the ground. The pendant has, at first glance, what looks like sort of like a hammer, but upon closer inspection, it actually appears to be a sort of tree, although the tree lacks any sort of leaves or foliage. In fact, it looks quite dead.
Could we try to, I don't know, see if we can, I don't know, kind of identify if it's if and how magical it is?
That's a good question. Let's see what you've...
This must be the missing pendant from the journal.
Are you picking it up?
Yeah. Yeah, Tess will pick it up and she'll inspect it.
You pick it up, and it's actually kind of warm to the touch, and you, as you hold it in your hand, and you kind of place it next to the envelope that you had picked up before, and you do notice that
there's a picture
there's
of a hammer on the envelope.
It looks like a picture of a hammer, but now that you have them side by side, you can see how you might have misconstrued that. The tree does have sort of a hammer-like appearance, and you can see how that image would have been depressed into the envelope, looking more like a hammer than like its actual form.
Because it was just pressed onto the envelope, right?
Curious.
It was like an outline.
Yes, that's correct. So Valphalin, peeking over your shoulder. A curious trinket.
Yes, this was mentioned in one of the journals that we got. I just have to review them again, says Tess.
And what do you have on the way of? I'm looking at Ian Fear's sheet here.
I mean, I guess Arcana might be the best one.
Roll an Arcana check. So all that you know is that this trinket is, it definitely is magical in nature, although you know not what exactly its purpose is.
Well, so the magical item we knew is definitely magical.
So since it is magical, Cyrene kind of like looks at it and is interested in it. She might know, considering she is learning the magic as well.
Tess holds out the pendant so that Cyrene can see it better.
OOC. What would I roll to kind of see what I can inspect about it, or what kind of magic it is? Would it be like arcane knowledge or something like that, or arcane something?
Give me a second here. I'm looking through your abilities as well, and this would be I'll just put this out there. If anybody here has like detect evil or detect magic, this would be a good time to use something like that. It doesn't look like you have anything like that specifically, but I will allow you to
detect undead. Sadly.
Okay, I will allow you to roll an Arcana check.
Okay. Is it just Arcana, or is it
just Arcana?
Okay. Okay.
Ooh, nice.
So even with a 20, you are actually unable to discern what the purpose of this thing is. You just know that it is a foul and unnatural magic.
Okay, so I'm gonna kind of relay that to everybody. So Cyrene just looks up to all the bigger peoples, and she's like, it's just bad.
The pendant itself fills you with this feeling of dread, Cyrene, because you know instinctively that all of this, what has happened to the elder tree here, how it has grown with these enormous growths on it, and that this is not just the doing of the lady. This is actually the doing of the pendant, which brought this darkness here. It corrupted the lady, the spider, and brought forth these vine blights.
Real quick, can I get the translation for the Dwarven note again? I don't know anywhere I can read the translation because Tess read it a few sessions ago, and I just need the translation again.
Translation, gotcha.
I remember it.
Oh, there he is, yeah. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
We need to take this pendant to someone either who can identify it or get rid of it.
Antarius kind of squints his eyes at it. I agree.
Is it safe to hold?
Tess is holding it and doesn't seem to have any ill effect on her.
I'm going to turn to Fael and say, do you know of anyone in what's the name of the town again? The hamlet.
Staskar.
Do you know of anyone in Staskar who might be able to identify or get rid of anything of magic?
He says, "Oh no, not in Staskar. Maybe in Bunahver. Probably in Bunahver. It's a large city."
Has the Dredge given us any kind of name as to who is the cause for all this?
No, he doesn't know who summoned him. Just that he was summoned.
I guess we can head to Bunahver then. I'm kind of curious what this is for.
Should we stop by Staskar to let the mayor know about the situation? Especially considering it seemed like someone summoned these creatures using a power from these brigands.
So Valphalin chimes in, well, with the creature dead, is not our job finished? And Antarius walks up next to him and places his hand on his shoulder, and he says, Val, we have to do what's right. We should inform the city guard that the danger is gone.
Plus, there
Well-
may be gold involved.
Well, the creatures may be gone, but there's still a matter of the brigands, and with most of them dead, I would not be surprised if someone comes around looking for them or trying to set up a new shop.
With their leader dispatched, the brigands are likely no threat. Antarius, I agree. Typically with brigands, if you snuff the leader, it's hard for them to step up and for someone to take control of such a small group. I think they're dispersed.
Maybe, but someone hired them.
Point taken.
So,
Point taken.
I do say we should at least let the city know that we've taken care of, if not all the creatures, then the ones who have summoned forth the creatures, and then we try to get more information about this pendant from Bunahver.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
And what of me?
Kill him.
Well, I suppose your usefulness to us has ended then.
Kill him.
The fairy.
I'm just gonna shoot an arrow at him.
He is bound. Roll with advantage. Oh, yeah.
That hits.
Oh, yeah.
Rip.
Roll damage, please.
Oh, no hunter's mark on him.
Still 7 damage.
So he's bleeding out really bad, and he just says, "Can you not even kill right?"
All right, Fayal's just gonna take out a knife and slit his throat.
And he's laughs and dies. Clearly was evil and insane. Shall we return to Staskar?
I agree.
You think we should take his dead body with us for proof, or just leave it here to rot?
Valphalin walks over to the cadaver and he cuts an ear off. He hands it to you. This severed, pointy, malformed ear.
Tess reaches forward and she like grabs it with the very tips of her fingers and lets it hang, and she's like, ugh. And then she tosses it in the cart and it just splats.
Val wipes the blood on his robe.
Flirt.
Say again.
It's a good thing you're not a bullfighter because I'd be flirting. Hey girl, you want this ear?
So he wipes the blood on his robe.
They can be eaten by the animals like any other meat. I say we leave it.
Yeah.
We'll just take the ear. The ear is a good enough proof.
Agreed. So is everybody wanting to head to Staskar then? Anybody wanting to stay behind? Anything like that?
I mean, if we've got the necklace and the ear, I think we're good to go.
Yep.
Doesn't take you long to get back to Staskar. The tree was actually pretty close by, and you come in through the main entrance. Everybody should be on the map to Staskar now. Feel free to zoom that all the way out. We're not going to be using tokens here, so. You arrive at Staskar. The town is not as bustling as it normally is, but there are still people milling about in the streets. The daylight has, the day has made its way to around noon. Where would you like to go in town?
Shall we head to the town hall to talk to what was his name?
What was his name?
Grimalk.
Grimalk.
Yeah, let's go show him the ear.
So you arrive at the town hall, and the guards open the doors for you. Wash your hands. We're under quarantine. I couldn't resist. I'm sorry.
Don my N95 face mask.
You guys enter the building, and the Grimalk is kind of pacing back and forth. And as he sees you enter, what has transpired?
Well, we appear to have found the source of the creatures that have been stalking through the area.
Oh?
I'm going to pick up the ear and toss it to him.
This, for the moment, appears to be the last of the creatures that we have seen.
Huh! He takes a step back, and the ear hits the floor with a sickening splat!
Tess pipes in and says the main issue is that they're being summoned, but we don't know by who or where.
Summoned?
It's recommended that you keep your people safe, keep your town on lockdown as much as possible.
Yes, we'll have to double up the guard. Summoned. His eyes kind of shift over to one side. Clearly he's in thought at this point. We know not by whom.
Not yet.
And he looks at Tess and he says, previously you presented a letter. Might I see it once more?
Yes, of course.
He motions.
Tess hands him over.
So he motions to a guard next to him who's wearing chainmail, and this guard walks up and he's got parchment and he's got some writing utensils and hands them to him. Which letter do you hand him all? Do you hand him one? What do you hand him?
I have to remember which one's which.
Okay.
So the mysterious note is the one from D to Jarverd. And then the note from Jarverd was his reply of like, are you crazy? Like, we got this stuff going on. Do we want
we'll go ahead and we'll show him all three of them.
So they make a copy of each of these three, and they present you with the originals. Now that they have the copy, it doesn't matter to them if it's the original or not. Thank you. I'll have my men take a look at this, and we'll see. We'll have to start our own investigation. But we do thank you for your service to Staskar.
And Tess smiles really big and she says, "That's what heroes do."
Well, and he looks down at the ear, and he looks up at the other guard, and he says, "Can you get someone to clean this up?" Ugh. So, was there anything else?
I'm not sure if there's...
I mean, does somebody want some money? I feel like we could weasel more money out of them.
I feel like if we could possibly, I don't know how much. Well, we probably might need a bit more money, especially if we're going to go into a big city too. Um, hmm. So Fear will probably go. If you could perhaps grant us some small amount of coin, we are traveling up towards Bunahver to see if they can help with identifying the means that was used to bring forth these creatures and perhaps eliminate it.
So he kind of strokes the braid in his beard. And he mulls it over for just a moment, and he says, For just the one, how about 50 gold?
We killed 2 on a very, very large spider. If you want their corpses, go find them.
Go ahead and roll a charisma check, sir.
Not my strong suit. I'm going to use my inspiration and reroll.
Very well.
Boo.
Actually, that's sufficient.
Oh.
So he says, very well. 200 gold pieces.
Works for me.
I find that very fair.
He motions to another guard who proceeds to the back room. And he says, again, I thank you for your service to Staskar. And if there is any other information that you find along your way, please do send word.
Tess looks at him and says, same to you. Should you find any other information, send us a courier, send us a message, let us know what's going on, and keep us updated, if you will.
Indeed. I'll send word to Bunahver, and perhaps they'll be able to locate you. So with that, the guard proceeds to come back into the room with a pretty large sack of coin, and the Grimwalk sets it on this table before you and presents it. And he proceeds, him and the other guards proceed to leave the room out of the front entrance. And you start to hear him kind of speaking to these other guards, like gathering them and telling them what's transpired.
I'll grab out 3 portions and toss them to Velfallen and Ontario.
Okay, let me grab a... So we have 200 gold. I assume we're going to split this entire thing for the entire party. Is that correct?
No, he just said it was Antarius and Valphalin.
Well, I mean, we're going to split the whole thing of 200, so for whoever.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm saying I just took 3 of the portions.
It was... Okay, so...
Tess passes on this one, too. She's got a lot of gold.
Okay, let's see. So that leaves us with... How many do we have? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5? Oh, 6, 7. Gotcha. Oh, that's not going to be very nice.
No, it's going to probably be like 20 some odd.
It's got 28 and a half ish.
Yeah.
So we're going to say... I wish I had picked a nicer number for this. 28. Oh man, it's too early for math for me. What is that? That's 28 gold, 57 silver, I think.
I'm going to write a script that does this.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. It would be really it would be really easy to code this in Python, I think. What with the math library. Yeah, so 28 gold, 57 silver, 14 copper, 13 copper each, because we're flooring that. So I'm going to put that in chat. So here is everyone's cut, minus Tess. 28 gold, 57 silver, 13 copper, because it's a floor.
Okay.
Everyone can add that to your stash. And yeah, I'll get to them later.
I mean, do we want to do the experience from the fight now, or we want to wait till the end of the session?
Let's wait until the end of the session.
Okay.
And did we do an experience point? Last time, did we do that?
I don't.
We did. I want to say we
We
did.
did it the session before when we fought the swarm. I think it's the last time we
Okay. Yeah, I did. I
experience.
was like, I didn't think we did any last time, which is fine. We'll take care of that after the fact here.
I think we did. Wasn't it like 100? It was like 50 and then another 50.
I want to say that we did because I remember asking last week like how much total experience points everyone else had.
Okay. So yeah, we'll still be doing that after the fact
Anyway.
today. But
All right, yeah,
either
that's
way.
fine.
So Antarius, having collected payments and everything, Antarius says, "Friends, why not stop by the bar one last time before we depart town?"
I could definitely use a pint after all that.
As could I.
Yeah. Dispatching evil is thirsty work.
So we're in agreement then.
Absolutely.
Sure.
We make our way to the bar. I should probably clear everyone out of this because we still have this set up from last time. Let me clear all of the pieces. Do you guys want tokens on this screen, or are you cool with just...
I mean, if we're just going to do a short stop, unless there's any other things we want to get here.
Barkeep Blave greets you. He hasn't heard what's happened yet, but... What do you have? And Antarius walks in and raises up his arms and he says, "A round for everyone."
Tess cheers and claps her hands.
And the barkeep, he says, "Coming right up." And he turns around and immediately gets to work. And before long, he's placing these drinks in front of you, and they're these frothy ales.
Gonna kind of elbow Faye out a little bit, be like, "Nice to be on this side instead of serving them, huh?"
Oh, I am a brewer at heart, but it is about time I did return to Bunahver.
How far is Bunahver from here? Bunahver. I don't know how to say it.
Bunahver.
Bunahver. How
Bunahver.
far is the boo away from us?
1 moment. Let me pull that up real quick. Just noticed I didn't have that open today. Let's take a look. So you actually pull out your own map here.
Yeah, we're preparing for the journey, looking over the map and planning the route.
And your map doesn't have every last little detail, but you do see that there is a path that connects the two. Maps. There we go. Icons? No, it's markers. Okay. Oh, wow. Huh. The map apparently got an update.
New map edition.
I do wish there was an easy way to kind of search for a place. Ah, there it is. I found it. It's not very far. Where is our ruler? So it is about let me see. Oh, it's about a 12-hour march.
Uh,
12-hour walk.
so we'll turn to Fayal. You're from Bunahver? What can you tell us about the place?
Oh, it's a beautiful city. It's home to the Brewers Guild, from which I hail, actually, where I learned the craft. I spent a long time in Bunahver. It's a port city, or at least it has a port that at the river that leads into the bay, from which Bunahver, which makes Bunahver a trade city. Lots of imports there.
And this Godbury, what can you tell us about him?
Godbury. It's one of the House Godbury is one of the great dwarven houses. You actually know this without having to ask her.
Well, I mean, we know about the houses, but asking about him in particular.
Yes, but the man himself.
So Godbury is not a place; it's a family name.
Godbury is also a place. So there is the town, the city of Godbury, which is like the capital city, right? But it is also home to House Godbury, which is one of the dwarven great houses. Let's see. So Godbury actually used to be like the seat of the Dwarven Kingdom, but it has since that power is since shifted to a different Dwarven house, and thus it is no longer the seat of the Emperor.
I was just asking to tell because we have the journal entries and one of them mentioned Godbury, so I didn't know if it was a family name or if it was an actual place.
For it is both. It is both. But about the man, what was his actual? Did he have a first and last name? Did anyone take that down? I don't think that I did. Oh yes, I did. Govin Godbury. I was captain of the guard, which is the one you're mentioning. I'm sure. He's a just man. He's he always puts his job before everything else. I'm afraid I know not much more than that.
So did they call themselves Bunhaverans, Bunavers, Bunavites?
Bunahveran.
Sure. It was important.
No, that's a perfectly good question there.
Tess finishes chugging her pint and she stands up and says, that was refreshing. I have to tend to one more thing before we leave town, if you would excuse me. She motions to the barkeep and says, Barkeep Blave, is Dorsey in town? I heard Dorsey sells horsies.
Dorsey does sell horsies. She's asking the barkeep.
Where can I find Dorsey? Is she at the stable?
Aye.
All right, I'll head there and I'll meet up with the rest of the crew. I'm going to see if I can get us a horse.
And he clasps his hands and he says, "Good travels."
You're gonna go see a man about a horse?
I'm gonna go see Dorsey about getting a horse to tug our cart because I don't think anyone wants to pull the cart for 10 hours.
So Valphalin approaches you, Ahara, and as does Antarius, and Valphalin pulls his hood over his head, and this is the first time he's actually done this. So now you can see he has this flowing kind of red, like fins that kind of flow off of his face.
You are very pretty, Draconian.
And he places his hand on his chest and he says, "I would be honored to assist your brave band in its explorations. That is, I'd like to come along."
I'm gonna say
we would like to come along.
you've proven yourselves useful, and we'd be happy to have you, I'm sure.
Antarius steps forward, and he's at least to Bunahver. You think we can maybe start finding some business there?
Of course, I understand.
From there, we'll see.
We're happy to have you as long as you travel.
Indeed. Otherwise, you all seem good company, a good lot.
Yes, I just met these when I met you. I met this lot when I met you, and they're proving to be an interesting lot.
So at this point, is everybody going to go with Tess to the stables?
Well, we'll probably end up meeting with her outside the stables.
Cyrene will go with Tess.
Okay, Cyrene.
Misku will go too.
Okay.
I'm guessing at least the three of us, Antarius, Valphalin, and I will be a little delayed as we were chatting, but we'll follow after.
Okay.
I kind of feel like I would want to go at least get some rations or some foods from the stores.
From the general store. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just realizing that I never got a character for her. Give me just a moment here.
I have a Celine.
Yeah, give me just a moment here. I don't have a Oh, nice. Okay. Whoops. Her name. Perfect. One moment, please. Oh, I could have just done it there, I guess. Okay, the entire crew, you guys approach Dorsey. She looks like this.
She looks done with our bullshit already.
Yeah, she definitely seems grumpy. And
she's inside the stable, right?
She's actually sweeping up outside the stable as you approach, and she makes eye contact with you as you walk up.
Tess gives her a big toothy smile and says, "Might you be Dorsey?"
Good day. I am.
Hello, my good friend. We are adventurers setting out on a heroic journey to help stop the evil and the monsters that have been summoned around this area. It would help us a lot if you could help provide us maybe a horse and something to connect it to our cart here. And Tess motions to the cart.
Yeah, I've got one for sale. Two for sale. 50 gold for this fine draft horse. And the other, one moment here. No, it's under mounts. Yeah, there we go. So 50 gold for the draft horse, and there's another horse there, and she has 75 gold for the other.
What's special about the other?
The other's trained for riding. It's much faster.
How's her stamina compared to the draft horse?
Oh, much better. She can ride a much longer time.
We'll take the one for 75 gold.
Out of context, there's so draft horses are better for pulling carts and beasts of burden, and riding
Okay,
horses.
We'll do the other one then.
Riding horses are better for like riding. So
Okay. We just want a horse to pull the cart.
okay, the out of context though, the draft horse has a speed of 40 feet. The riding horse has a speed of 60 feet, whereas the draft horse can carry up to 540 pounds. Riding horse can carry up to 480 pounds.
Yeah, we'll do the draft horse.
Okay.
And Tess hands over the 50 gold.
So she walks into the stable, and she leads this horse out. Don't imagine I can just create. Okay, we're not going to need to. Okay.
And we'll get the horse all connected up to the cart. And then we should be good to go.
So you hitch this horse up to the cart. The cart is as such where it could probably carry around 1 or 2 people in it as well.
That way we can take breaks when our feet get tired.
Indeed. You can also put stuff in the cart, of course. Okay, so you guys now have a horse and cart.
Yay. I'm probably walking up by now. Did you
So-
get the horse?
Yes, we have a companion here. He's gonna get us through the journey, hopefully.
The horse kind of...
We're gonna name him Dorse after Dorsey. Dorse the horse.
Dorsey rolls her eyes.
Well, I mean, I probably
Kind of-
would have named him Norse myself.
We're sticking with Dorse. Dorse the
Norse,
horse.
of course.
Why not just horse?
Dorse the horse, of course. You can't have an animal companion and not name it.
Look, a horse is a horse.
This is obviously a trait that Tess picked up
Of course.
from her human family. We have to name the horse, and his name is Dorse. End of subject.
What just transpired?
Party shenanigans. We're bonding.
I'm going to toss my pack in the cart because I'm super lazy.
Yeah, Tess did the same thing, like, immediately.
So, yeah, Ant and Val also toss their packs into the cart. Ant kind of
Yeah.
stretches out. Oh, it's good to get that weight off my shoulders.
Yeah, sure, do the same thing.
Val grunts. Shall we depart?
I think we're ready.
Well,
Is it close enough to make in the day?
yeah, because if it's already close to midday, and it's at least a 10 to 12 hour walk, even
You
with
would
the
be
horse,
arriving
like,
at midnight, that's correct.
Yeah, we should consider maybe getting like some tents or some makeshift housing for the night.
Yes, we could get a tent. I'm also not a stranger to just unpacking a bedroll and setting up a camp. But if it's a tent you're after, then we could go by the general store.
Yeah, I feel like we should make a stop at the general store just in case anyway. Maybe for some supplies and a tent.
That's a good plan for the long journey.
Very well. To the general store. Let me grab that. General store. And once again, you enter the general store, and you are greeted by Cyrene, the merchant. Ah, adventurers, welcome back. How can I help?
We are in need of a tent or some kind of camping structure to which we can use for our adventure. Do you happen to have something like that in your supplies?
I do. I do have tents. How can I pull up a list of just items and their costs? Is it just items? I remember running into this problem last time, and I never looked into it.
That's a good question.
Yeah, give me just a moment here. I'm still not sure what the answer to this is. Will Beyond help with that, maybe?
I think so. I'm looking at it right now. Oh, yes, it does.
Oh, awesome. Okay. So yeah, everybody just run over to
So each of these
D&D Beyond.
So it says typically tents are 2-person items.
Mm-hmm.
They're 20 pounds and they cost 2 gold.
Are they under equipment?
Yes. Hold on. It's under adventuring gear.
Ah, yes. Okay. So the tent she offers for 2 gold. It's a 2-person tent.
I'm gonna look to each of them. Do we want to just? How many of you feel like you would rather be outside instead of inside a tent?
Tess raises her hand. She don't need a tent.
Yeah.
Cyrene doesn't need a tent either, of course.
Same.
Val and Antarius pass.
I've spent 2 centuries sleeping outside.
Well,
All right. Then just the 1 tent, then, please. Also, rations. We'll probably need a couple of days' rations.
Rations. I know that's a thing. Give me a second.
It's 5 silver, 2 pounds, 1 day rations.
Ah, yes. Yep.
Do you have the player handbook on D&D Beyond?
Not on D&D Beyond, but I do have it in Roll20.
Okay, because I was going to send you a link, but it wouldn't do you any good if you don't have it.
I have it. I have rations listed here.
Okay, maybe that might be in the basic.
Yeah, I think that is in the... Yeah, it is in the Essentials kit.
Is there like a link you can put in the chat or something?
For D&D
For
Beyond?
like the items that you're pulling up and whatnot?
Right there. Oh, maybe I can...
There we go.
Thank you.
Yeah, that one's better. If
As
you...
an offline thing, I have a bunch of books in D&D Beyond, and I can set up them to share when this campaign is done for the future.
But
Wait, no, I'm looking for the items list, like the store.
to search, go to
Oh.
Game Rules, Equipment.
No, she was saying she wanted to see what items would be available for purchase at
Game
this
Rules, Equipment on the right. All the way right. Right there.
Okay.
Bam.
So for just the ease of everyone who might not know, there's the link I was talking about.
Perfect. So this has got an exhaustive list of everything she may have on hand. She might not have all of this stuff, but that is the exhaustive list. So that kind of will give you a basis to, like, do you have any of this? If you guys want to kind of take your time and get set up for the adventure. Rations are definitely a good idea, and Val and Antarius kind of put down quite a bit of gold and purchase out some rations.
Yeah, so I'm gonna purchase the tent and 2 days worth of rations.
Okay, and the rations I think consist of like bread and some vegetables and other stuff that's actually made here locally. So you're supporting local farmers.
Oh, looking over my inventory, I think I'm good.
Anything else I can help you with? She looks at the the two of you, Ahara, Ianfear, and says, I now have a supply of arrows. I now am keeping a stock of arrows for would-be hunters and adventurers like yourself.
Oh,
And crossbow bolts.
all right. I could certainly use some more. How much do you price your bolts at?
That's a container. £1.5 pounds. Oh, okay. So they are 1 gold apiece.
Yeah, I'll purchase 3 bolts. Make it so I have an even 20 now.
Is that really the case? Are they really 1 gold apiece? That's crazy.
Well, technically speaking, after a fight, if you want, you can get like half of them back.
Oh yeah, very true.
But that's why you got to be careful about using up ammo.
Anything else I can assist you with?
I feel like that should be all. Well, that's all I need. Does anyone else need anything here?
Nope, I'm good to go.
Nope.
I'm ready. As am I.
I feel we are set for our adventures.
And so you all depart the city of Staskar. Let me just get a change of scenery going here. And a change of music. Did that? Oh, okay. No. So the road from Staskar leads through a pretty dense, deciduous forest, and you kind of stick to the path. Just a moment here. Okay. Bear with me for just a moment. I'm going to do some die rolly stuff. Let me start with a... two. Okay. Add back to Donjon. As you're traveling, you also pass by a merchant. And this merchant, as he passes you, he's wearing this vibrant red robe that is detailed with these gold inlays. He looks very, very fancy, and as he passes by, there's this cloud of this billowing smoke that is coming from his cart, and the scent tells you that he is an incense salesman.
Instance.
An incense.
Got it.
But it occurs to
It
you
makes
that
people mad.
he may also have magical goods.
Do I could always do for stopping, so helping fellow people help out any merchants.
Do you want to flag him? He's approaching.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Give me just one moment here. Oh, perfect. Oh, that's very cool. Okay. One moment. Gonna see how this acts. Man, he got a cool name, I gotta say. So you approach the, there we go, you approach this vendor and he goes, "Oh, adventurers, how may I serve?"
Greetings. I am Yfronto, the great adventurer, traveler, magician extraordinaire. By any chance, do you happen to have any wares on your person?
Ah, business, yes. Come, look at my wares. And he pulls this drape from his cart, and there are all sorts of magical goods here. So there are potions, and you see like some scrolls and various other magical items. So go ahead and on D&D Beyond, if you pull up game rules and go to magic items, we have a full-on magic shop here.
Okay.
Bam, right there. I just posted it in chat. Okay, Don John's pretty cool, actually. So the man, he eyeing you in fear, he says, "Are you a practitioner of magic?"
Of a fashion, yes.
Ah. Just my type of customer. I'm also a practitioner of magic. In the School of Enchantment.
Do you have an instant fortress by chance?
An instant fortress. Let me take a look here. One moment here. No, I don't have any of those, I'm afraid. I am but a simple merchant.
How about any loots? Do you have any special loots? I play.
Oh, a musician. Let's see. Wow, that doesn't even come up on... I'm afraid I don't.
C'est la vie.
Wow, I'm actually kind of shocked. That's in the Dungeon Master's Guide, and I don't have it in the compendium. The referring to the DOS loot. But
Oh, weird.
I'll have to do
Maybe because you didn't purchase the Dungeon Master's Guide.
well, I have the Dungeon Master's Guide in Roll20, but it's not in that for some reason. It's weird.
Weird.
Yeah.
You have any potions of healing?
I do. Aplenty.
I'll take 5.
Let me... Is it called Potion of Healing?
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing here.
Yeah, Potion of Healing. So he actually has healing and greater healing varieties.
Let's do greater healing.
And where can I identify the cost of those? Give me just a moment. So the greater potions of healing are 200 gold apiece.
I'll just take 1.
200 gold, please.
Okay. She hands it over.
You can go ahead and drag that in. Search it in the compendium and drag it into your inventory is the easiest way to get that.
Not just manually typing it in.
Here, I can drag it in. Yeah, well, if you drag it in, it'll bring all the properties in with it.
Oh.
So it'll have all this stuff for it. So I can take care of that for you.
By any chance, do you carry with you any staves or armor, perhaps?
I do have some staves, but no armor. I have some clothing.
Well, I could certainly check and see what clothing you have available.
Let's see, so he has some basic staves. Oh, wait, I'm on rod, not staff. Let's filter the rarity down to uncommon.
And just say, and have him say, present to me the best wares that you have available.
What do I have on staff? So uncommon and common stabs. Let's also filter that down to... Oh, wow. I can't filter the source? Ah, yes, I can. Okay. Sorry, getting used to D&D Beyond for this, so bear with me. This is kind of a necessary step, right? Is that really the only one? Okay, I have a... He has a number of these, but... So let's see. He produces a couple of them to kind of show you. Let me see. Let me unfilter this real quick. Sorry, guys. So the first one that he pulls out is called... Oh my gosh. Come on, guys. Mint. The first one is a Staff of Adornment. Okay.
Yeah, I know. They're all in Xanthar's Guide to Everything.
Is this one? Oh yeah, it is. Look at that.
All of them are, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm starting to get bogged down on this one. So he has like a couple of staffs on hand.
Well, some the ones that I've seen at least, it looks like the two at the bottom, the adder and the staff of the adder and staff of python, I can't use. Uh, uh,
a sorcerer, and he pulls out this this very ornate looking staff. One moment here. I'm trying to pull that up. Oh my gosh. There we go. And that doesn't have
cool.
the... Ooh. Ugh, never mind. That is way too difficult for me to have to parse. What's this one? Also rare? Dang. Can I filter it? No, I can't. Oh boy. I'm going to have to find a better way to do this. I'm adding a to-do for that right now. I'm so sorry about that.
No, that's fine. Okay, so how do I open this book? Do I just... Because if you check in the Discord, okay.
Does that let you open the books now? I can't tell.
So when I went into the thing, it shows the books that I have access. It says content shared. I don't know how to access them yet. Let me see.
If you jump back to the thing that you were looking at with the magic items, do those other items show?
Okay, let's try this then. Here we go. Staff of Adornment. If you place an object weighing no more than 1 pound above the tip of the staff while holding it, the object floats an inch from the staff's tip and remains there until it is removed. The staff is no longer in its possession. Okay. Yeah, I can look at the different items now, the common and uncommon stuff.
Okay. Okay.
It's called flower.
I'm gonna be up for 1 second.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry about the wait, guys. I'll try to have this streamlined for next time.
No worries. It's all about learning stuff.
Yeah, I thought D&D Beyond would make that a little bit more intuitive for me to kind of work that back and forth, but there has to be a way other people are doing this that I'm just missing out on at this point. So I'll try to get that up and running tonight.
Okay,
actually, after the session.
One that I could use if he does have it is as an uncommon is the Sky Blinder staff.
Sky
Though
Blinder.
it requires an attunement. Says as its description, it says while it requires attunement and it is an uncommon, you gain a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magic quarter staff while holding it.
I do not have that as a compendium item. Let me see if I can grab that on
Possibly,
D&D.
because I think that is in the Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica.
Oh, okay. I do not have that book.
Okay, that's fine. Then in that case, so what are the clothing items he had?
Clothing items are just basic other types of clothing. There's oh gosh, what are they? I think there's there isn't a list. Of course there's not a list. So these are like basic clothing items. He has various robes and he has like explorer's gear. Was it explorer's? No, it's not explorer's gear. Oh my gosh. Clothing. So see, now here's the list I was looking for this whole time. So he's got like let's see, artisan's outfit. You see a cold weather outfit, He has an explorer's outfit, and a scholar and a traveler's outfit. Those are the 4 outfits that he's carrying.
Let me see. All right. Tell me about the scholar's outfit then.
Scholar's
It's
outfit.
just regular outfits.
Yeah, they're just regular outfits, but it includes a robe, a belt, a cap, soft shoes, and possibly a cloak. This one does have a cloak.
Yes. I could always use it with a new change of clothing.
5 gold, please.
Absolutely. Take that off of here.
It's not. Is that the same thing? No, that's not the same thing. Okay, so you're gonna have to type that one in because it's not a compendium item. But
Yeah, I'll just put that in the.
It weighs 6 pounds.
6 pounds. Okay. And this is called a
Scholar's outfit.
scholar's outfit.
Yes.
Come on. Scholar. 6 pounds. Okay.
Anything else I can get for you?
I believe I've settled my dues here. Anyone else need anything?
No, I'm quite good.
Not I.
Well, thank you for your business. I believe we finished.
Well, thank you. And he proceeds to throw the cover back over his cart, and he continues along his way. You guys continue toward the city of Bunahver, and as you pass the merchant, you look back, and he is vanished. He is gone. Interesting.
A mystery man.
Some hours pass, and you finally the sun starts to drop in the sky, and it is late evening, and it occurs to you that you should possibly start thinking about setting up camp, unless you wish to arrive at Bunahver at midnight.
I'm down to camp. We're going to be wrapping up soon anyway.
Yes, I feel like we should be getting some rest. It has been a long day today.
Okay. So, do any of you have a campfire set? Anything like that? Anything you could use to start a campfire?
I have a.
I have a tinder box.
Yeah, I have a tinder box.
Yeah.
And we might just need to collect some firewood.
I can always just toss a torch down. We can toss some wood pieces on it.
Valphalin pulls out his hand axe and he says, "I'll be back with firewood." After a time, Valphalin returns. He sets the firewood down, and as you produce the flint, he puts his hand up, and he goes, "Ooh," and this fire comes out of his mouth, and it engulfs this firewood, and a small fire starts. Magical.
Well, that's certainly handy.
Ooh, neat.
It has its benefits.
I bet your hands never get cold in the winter.
Nay. There is a river here as well, so you've got a source of water, fresh water as well. The river actually, would this be a well, no. Yeah, there is a river here along the path. It occurs to you could also fish, but what do you guys want to be doing over the time you guys will be at camp? There's a few hours left, and there's probably about 2 hours left in the day before you actually are going to be setting up to go to sleep. Valphalin offers, "I will take the first watch."
After 4 hours, come get me. That's all I need.
Indeed.
I'll be next after. I'm also gonna refill my water skin, so I'm gonna go to the river. I'll be right back.
That's a good idea. And Antarius follows you.
Cyrene is going to make like a bunch of flowers appear so she can have like a little bed.
And I'll probably just start setting up the tent and whatnot.
I will gather some dinner. Valphalin kind of pulls this lance off his back and he proceeds to step into the river and he starts looking for fish to spear with his lance.
Tess is just refilling her water skin, and she looks at it's Valphalin, right? Or is that Antarius? I can't remember which
Valphalin.
one. Okay, she looks at Valphalin and says, "You any good at fishing?"
I am. Much practice.
Oh, that's good. I suck at it. Can't even catch them if they're almost dead.
As you say that, he actually plunges his spear or his lance into the water and pulls up a fish, wiggling at the end of it.
Ooh, fancy. That'll make a good dinner.
He pulls out this, it looks to be a burlap sack, and he kind of tucks it in there, and you see this. It's empty otherwise. And he starts to kind of fish around in there, and he's obviously going to collect a few of these things to cook for the evening.
Can't have just protein. Maybe there's some vegetation or berries around here somewhere. So Tess starts kind of looking through the forest to see if she can find anything edible.
Misku kind of emerges from like the brush further downstream from you guys, with just fully clothed still, but has her robe hiked up. Just walks in the middle of the stream and kind of just yanks down and grabs a fish out of the water.
Roll a
Tess
dexterity
goes,
check, please.
"Oh."
Can you roll a dexterity check, please?
Yeah, I thought that was gonna go somewhere else.
Misku gets naked, hops in the river.
Wow, close, but more like maybe this was her way of popping a squat.
No, you totally. So you do pull out a fish, but it's a rather small one this time.
Tess
Misku
is
doesn't
still
follow the
absolutely. She's just thrown back, and she's like, "That tiefling is so cool." Starting to become obvious that Tess is looking up to Misku a little bit, but she whispers it under her breath. So I don't think Misku can hear.
Misku just eats the fish in 2 bites and just walks back out of the stream. Bigfoot's away.
Anyone else? What are you doing for the rest of the couple of hours left of daylight?
Is there any spruce or mistletoe around?
Roll yourself. What do you want to do?
I'm mostly just gathering materials for future spellcasting down the line.
Go ahead and roll a survival check. $14. You are able to identify both spruce and mistletoe in your surroundings.
I'm just gonna take a couple sprigs.
Sounds good. You do so. And you can go ahead and add that to your inventory.
Cute. After that, I'm just gonna head back to the camp.
To the campsite. Perfect. Anyone else? Anything you want to be doing with the rest of your daylight hours?
No, I'm just gathering little tidbits of food for a good dinner around the campfire.
Very well. After the few hours pass, Valphalin returns with his burlap sack, and he sets it on the ground with this splat, and begins to pull these fish out, and sets them up on various, I guess, sticks, so that they can be cooked over the fire.
Does he gut him out and clean him out right in front of us?
Nope. Just
Okay.
just sticks them on a stick and mouth first, and then holds them over a fire. He's a dragonborn. He's not one to.
Yeah, those bones won't bother him in the least.
You just kind of feel lucky that he even decided to cook them in the first place.
Yep.
Well, that's all the time that we've got for today. When we start up next time, we will all have enjoyed a nice full rest and healing. But as for everybody out there, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. As always, this is VG Punk's Video Game Punk and your lovely DM signing off. Keep a song in your heart.